Hi everyone. Today I want to geek out a little bit about cake boards, and that's not something I ever thought I would hear myself say, but I just got these black cake boards to review, and I actually purchased them. They weren't given to me, but I got them to see how sturdy they were. And it's a basic okay, here's the light. You can kind of see in the light. It's the same foil that they cover every cake board with. Now, one thing I'm doing is calling this a board. This is really a drum. All right, so a drum is a little thicker. It's meant to put a finished cake on, or a tiered cake, and they have to be strong. I put a 20-pound weight on this like a dumbbell, and it was fine. But you need to know the difference between drums and boards. A board, this is a cake board, and this is a tough board. I don't think they make these anymore, but you can get these corrugated plastic boards. As when I did wedding cakes, you could not pay me to have a cardboard cake board, because the cake board is the one that goes directly under the cake, and that is the one that you use to move the cake around. This is a large one. I saved these when I stopped doing wedding cakes. But you want to get the plastic ones are much better because they don't absorb moisture and they don't get soggy, and they're touching the cake directly. All right. So if you put cardboard under a cake, eventually it's going to soften up. You're going to go to pick the cake up and it's going to go, and you're going to have the cake on the floor. So one thing that you can do is get these foil covered cake boards. They sell these as cake drums, I think, but this is about the thickness of a cake board, and it's just cardboard, right? And you can bend it. I can bend this. I mean, if I try hard enough, yeah. I mean, that was pretty easy to bend it. You don't want to put a heavy cake on this. This is okay for like a 1-tier birthday cake or something like that. It's got the foil on it though, so it's really meant to be a decorative piece under the cake that you can see when the cake is finished. The cake boards, when I say I need a cake board, what I'm talking about is the ones that you're not going to see because they fit directly under the cake. This is usually the same size as the cake. And I hate to say this. I've seen people say, oh, you need to use a cake board that's a little smaller than the cake. I would not do that, especially the way that I've seen them doing it, because they were cardboard. But when you try to take the cake off of like if it's a tiered cake, if you have this and it's sitting on top of another cake, whoever is taking the cake apart can put a spatula under this between the cake here. They can stick the spatula here and lift this one off in order to serve it. If you have a cake that's a lot smaller, it's going to be harder to do that, and the person who's taking the cake apart to serve it is going to hate your life. So I personally would say, if you're decorating a cake tier, like if you have any kind of cake that you're going to put on a drum later when it's decorated, you want to have the cake board the same size as the cake. And usually, let's say this is a 10-inch, and I just got this 10-inch dummy to show you how it should fit. If you bake a cake in a 10-inch cake pan, it's going to shrink a little bit. So it's going to be a little bit smaller. Probably it's going to look like that when you put it on the cake board. That's fine because it has icing on it. You're going to put icing on it. It's going to make it a little bit thicker. And if you have a round cake board that you're putting the cake on, it's actually going to act as a guide when you are icing the cake. So you can put the spatula up against it like this and just slide it around to smooth out the icing. All right, so cake boards are thinner. And I think that this is sold as a drum because it's got the foil on it, but I wouldn't buy this as a cake drum if you paid me. This would be a board. Cake boards are thinner. They go directly under the cake. They touch the cake, and you use them to move the cake around while you're decorating it. Now, one thing that I wanted to show you, let's use the 10-inch one. Let's say that I have this 10-inch cake, and it's on a 10-inch board. Okay. So how am I supposed to pick this up? Well, what I did when I was decorating cakes is I would put them on one of these cheap, flimsy plastic cutting boards that you get at the dollar store. So each cake was like this on the board, and then you could pick the board up and move it around. So you never actually had to touch the cake as it was decorated. So each tier, as I was decorating it, I would move it around on these boards, and it was great because then when it comes time to stack the cake, you put the spatula under here, you lift it off. But in the meantime, you can move it around without worrying about touching the icing or anything like that. All right. So once you get the cake boards all set up, you have the tiers are all ready, or if it's a single cake, that's fine. What you want to do is put it on a board for decor. All right, so these cake boards are pretty much the standard. I do have a discount code at Oasis Supply, and you can also shop at Global Sugar Art. I will put both of the links in my description, but you can get these at a lot of cake supply stores. You need to make sure that these are sturdy, and that's why I bought these black ones. I wanted to test to see if they were sturdy. If these bend and are wiggly, you do not want to put a heavy cake on them. You don't want to put a light cake on them. You don't want to put anything on them. Okay, these need to be sturdy. And the way that this is made, you can see the back on this one. This is cardboard. It's corrugated cardboard, and the lines go in one direction. In order to make this sturdy, the lines on the next layer, because this is probably a few layers of cardboard, they need to be turned this way so that they go like this. And then the next layers need to be alternated. You need to alternate the direction that the layers are going. And some companies don't do that. So if you get, and never buy the Wilton cake drums. They're terrible. And unless somebody has bought them recently, the only time I ever bought them, they were so wiggly, I was shocked. It was horrifying. But if you can take the cake drum and make it move when you do this, you don't want to put a heavy cake on it. Cake drums need to be sturdy. And that's why I got these black ones, to see if they were sturdy. These are super sturdy. And again, I'll put the links in the description if you want black cake boards. These are great. And you usually covered the edge of the cake board with a ribbon or something. These are covered already, so you wouldn't have to do anything to it unless you wanted to change the color. Or you could leave them silver. But sometimes they're folded. Like you can see the fold here. This is just basically florist foil, and they fold it under. So depending on what the cake board looks like, you might want to cover it with a ribbon to make it look nicer. But this is meant to hold a cake. This is meant to be sturdy and hold a heavy cake, especially if it's tiered. Okay. The other thing that you want to remember is that the diameter of the cake board needs to be larger than the base tier that you're putting it on. Excuse me. And when I put a cake on a cake board, I would put loops of duct tape on here and make it smaller than the cake. So then when you pick up the cake that's on a board, let's say that this is on a board, you can stick the cake board there to the drum and it's attached, right? You don't want to have a loose cake sliding around on the drum. So put duct tape on here and just attach it to the cake board that's under the cake. The drum should be, I always made it 4 inches larger than the diameter of the cake. So this is an 8-inch cake dummy. This is a 12-inch cake board, and if I turn it like this, I'm trying to make sure you guys can see it. You can see that you want to have the room around the edge to be able to pick it up without sticking your finger in the icing. So once this is attached with duct tape to the board that's under the cake board is attached to the cake drum, you can move this in and out of the fridge, you can pick it up and deliver it or whatever, and you need to have that grip here. So don't make it so that you only have this much around the size of the cake. Make sure that the cake drum is either 3 or 4 inches larger than the diameter of the cake for safety, because you don't want to stick your finger in the cake as you're delivering it and you don't have a way to fix it. That's just how that is. So yeah, I'll put the links to all of these, but just remember that cake drums need to be sturdy. If you pick up a cake drum, if you buy some and you can twist it, do not put a cake on that. Don't put a cake on it. And cake boards are the thin ones that go under the cake itself. The drums are for display and transporting them. The cake boards go under it. So just make sure that you're ordering the right thing. Cake drums are usually at least a half-inch thick. And the boards, like I said, where's the little skinny one? The boards, sometimes they sell, I don't even know where it went. Oh, it's under the 10-inch. They sell these as cake boards. This is better to use than a plain cardboard because it is grease proof and it won't absorb the moisture. But you don't want to use this necessarily as a cake drum. For a tiered cake, for a birthday cake, it's fine. If you're just taking a little birthday cake somewhere. But cakes get heavy. So you want to make sure that whatever you're putting it on is going to support the weight of the cake, or else you're going to have a disaster. You don't want that. Don't take a chance. Spend a little bit. The drums are a little more expensive than just buying boards, but don't cheap out on this because you don't want to spend all the time decorating a cake and then have it end up on the floor because you were too cheap to spend a few dollars more to get a good drum. That's all. Okay, so leave me any questions and I will talk to you later.